It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So, remind me which video you're referencing, so I know what context you want me to speak on.
Okay, well, we're just gonna talk like everybody tells me they are so deathly afraid of network marketing and they want to know like the things, your highest and lowest points, the things you have to go through, and if it's really worth it.
Mm,
And so I wanted you to speak on that today because you were describing, all the things you had started out with and where you are today and what got you here. So like just the strength of Overcome Nation and being with Overcome Nation as compared to your last network marketing career, because I understand you did one other thing before.
hmm Yeah.
Okay. Can you
Okay.
talk about that?
Yeah, for sure. So, well, what's up? Good to see you, by the way. I can't believe
Yeah,
it's
you
been over
too.
like a month almost since Chicago, which is wild. But yeah, so a little bit about that. Yeah, I was in another company for about 2.5, 3 years. Um, and I hard charged out of the industry after that opportunity. I'll talk a little bit about that. Um, I actually did fairly well. I was it was like the classic situation. I was enrolled on like the inside leg of an inside leg of an inside leg, and I never had any support. I didn't know what to look for in the industry. I'd never done it before. I didn't know what to look for in terms of, product, and I didn't know to look for, what type of leadership and team and mentorship. I didn't know what kind of systems to look for. I didn't know what kind of compensation plan to look for. I didn't know a lot of that stuff. I didn't know to look for track record and all that. I saw a product that made sense to me, and I had never heard of network marketing before. So when I saw the industry and the type of income that could be made, that was pretty much all I needed to see. So I was a pretty easy sell. Um, and I came in kind of ignorance on fire. I really worked really hard and um, built that business to about 350 people at the height of it, completely organic in a binary compensation plan, and the company ended up getting sued by the FTC and taken taken to court, and basically they ended up winning the lawsuit, but it was just something where had I known what to look for before partnering with that company, I never would have done it because not because it was an amazing experience. I didn't know what to look for, and so there were some red flags that I should have seen had I known more about business. And so, um, I felt kind of like I let my team down, I let my people down, I let myself down. My identity was wrapped in my business. My identity as a man
Mhm.
was wrapped in my organization's success and my income and my team's income and their success, and everything like that. And so, um, when that company ended up failing, I faced like, significant depression afterwards. My girlfriend broke up with me. My parents went bankrupt. Like it was the worst.
Mm.
The fact that I can laugh about it now is amazing, but it was seriously like the lowest point in my life at that point in time. And so anyways, after about 2 years, I had been out of the industry. I wanted nothing to do with it. Um,
Mhm.
what I didn't realize, and it took me getting around some guys who have been extremely successful in business, not just, in network marketing, but in like real estate and diamonds and gemstones and things like that. I remember talking to a guy who'd built 24 multi-million dollar companies in traditional business and had made over 40 million in network marketing as well. I remember having a conversation with him. He's one of my mentors now. And him and Rick started to share with me just a different perspective on the industry. And what I started to realize is that there's been 40,000 network marketing companies started since the year 2000, which is crazy. That's like 2,500 companies a year are getting started. Like if you think about the number of companies and that many of them are bringing in hundreds and thousands and a couple of them are bringing in tens of thousands of people, that's a lot of companies and they're affecting a lot of people. The industry is a
Mhm.
$275 billion a year space. And so um, you look at how many companies have been started just in the last 19 years, it's a
Mhm.
lot of companies. And when you look at the stats that reflect the success in the industry of those 40,000 companies, there's only 22 of them that do over $1 billion a year in revenue. 11 of them are service based, 11 of them are product based. And you start to look at like the stats on that, you literally have a better chance of winning a scratch off, winning the lottery than you do of picking the right network marketing company statistically, right? And that's what it looks like from the outside looking in. And so I understand why so many
Mm-hmm.
people are so hesitant to join network marketing, because most people don't have the business understanding of what company to select, of what team to
Mm-hmm.
select within the company, right? That you don't have, if you don't have that business understanding, you are literally more likely to win the lottery than you are to pick the right company network marketing. So I understand the apprehension. I went through it. But when I started to understand more about the model, I started to understand more about the industry. It started to become very, very clear to me when I got around guys who had made crazy amounts of money that you can actually identify very early on which companies are going to be the $1 billion ones and which ones will not. There is a formula that runs through them that all 22 of the multi-billion-dollar companies had. And it was kind of like, I felt like I was cheating a little bit when the founder of our
Mm-hmm.
company had built two of those 22 multi-billion-dollar companies. So it's something where I started to look at the stats and understand the business model more. I started to look at our team and the style of business that we operate within, and it became a no-brainer again for me. But it wasn't like I just said yes and started building. I was still apprehensive. It challenges and people's skepticisms towards the industry and towards the business model. But if you learn what to look for from people who actually know what they're doing in business, it actually becomes extremely simple to be like, nope, that company sucks. That company's going to fail. That company will fail in a month. That company's going to fail in a year. That company is not going to make it past the week. That company is going to be around for a decade. That company's going to be around forever, right? It becomes very easy to select those companies when you know what to look for. There is a formula. Most people just don't know what it is.
So when they figure out that formula, though, is when they know which one to pick. And so when they pick the right company, what does network marketing companies have to offer us that working for a job doesn't?
A lot. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, number one, just first and foremost, like this should be reason enough. You get killed in
Mm-hmm.
taxes as an employee. Like you get crushed in taxes, you have known tax advantages, right? Just starting a network marketing business, there's been studies that have been found that just being in network marketing, regardless of if you build it to a big income or not, there are studies that find you will, on average, keep 10 to 15% more of your income by being in a network marketing business. You're going to keep more than you're actually like, that alone, everybody
Mm-hmm.
should be doing network marketing. Grant Cardone, somebody that most people know at this point, one of the biggest influencers in the world, he was quoted on a podcast stating, if you're an employee and you're not in a network marketing company, you're an idiot. That's what he said. That's a bold statement, right? That's not my words, that's his words. But I
Right.
can't say I disagree with him, because when you start to understand the benefits of the industry, and I don't sell on benefits, I don't really talk a lot about the benefits. I focus more on the education. But um, when you understand the benefits of being in the business, like forget about the money, forget about the product, just being around people who are for you and not against you, who support you rather than knock you down, people who believe in your dreams with you rather than criticize your dreams and try and pull you down. That in itself is worth what you're going to spend to be in a network marketing business. The tax advantages is
Mm-hmm.
worth it on its own to be involved in a network marketing business. The mentorship alone is worth more than you're going to spend on a network marketing business. Like what I've learned in Overcome Nation has made me more money in my life than all of my other formal education has combined. Like the mentorship alone, again, is worth way more than you're going to spend being in the business, right? But then on top of it, you add the opportunity to earn income, you add the opportunity to actually introduce other people to that same environment. You add the product, which is actually the only thing you're paying for. The product is worth more than the money. Like it's the benefits so heavily outweigh the cost. It's outrageous, but that's the problem with most people is most people are focused on cost, not on worth. That's how poor people think.
Right.
Poor people are focused on cost. Wealthy people focus on worth. They say, is it worth it? Right? That's why wealthy people continue to get more wealthy because they're looking for worth. They're not looking for cost. Anything that's worth something costs something, right? So when you know that, you're focused on, well, what's the worth? Is the worth higher than the cost? Okay, it's a good investment. When you're poor minded and
Mm-hmm.
literally poor, but when you're a poor person mentally, it doesn't matter what the worth is to you. You're focused on the cost. Does it cost something? If it costs something, I'm out. They're only looking for something that's free, right? Which nothing is free in this world, which is outrageous. But when you're looking for cost rather than worth, what happens is you say no to every opportunity because it costs something, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
that's a huge challenge. And again, it all comes down to financial education. The difference between rich people and poor people is financial education. If you
Mm-hmm.
understand the way that rich people think, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold right now. Um, if you
It's okay.
understand the way that rich people think and you start to think that same way, your results just naturally change, right? That's why wealthy
Right.
people don't focus on income. They focus on assets that generate income because assets are generating income while they're vacationing. While poor people,
Mm-hmm.
they're focused on income and your active involvement must is required to earn income. So you never get to take a vacation because you stop working, you stop earning. Wealthy people
Mm-hmm.
stop working, they keep earning. It's just such a different way of thinking, and that's why financial education is the key, but that also costs something. You can't just you don't get financially educated for free either. Nothing's free. So it always comes down to worth. If you can shift your mentality from being focused on cost to being focused on worth, your life can actually change dramatically very, very quickly. Like the amount that your life can shift in a 3 to 5 year period is literally insane. Even a 1 year period, but 3 to 5 years, you could literally be a different person living a different life in as short a time as 3 to 5 years or even less. But it all starts with your mind.
And so you've been in the company in Viseo company for how long now?
2 years.
Okay, so since they opened, right? And so I'm thinking your life has already must have changed, even in less than 3 years. So I just kind of I want you to say how you have seen your life change through this company, through the Overcome Nation school, the Overcome Nation team, and the vehicle that we drive.
Yeah. So, number one, my level of influence has shifted dramatically. When I came into this business, the only people who had any degree of respect for me were people who worked at, a grocery store. Um,
Right.
they were 17, 18-year-old kids, right, and I was 24. Right, and so like the fact that those are the only people that had any level of respect for me, and even then, like, I wouldn't even necessarily call it like respect. They listened to me only because I was older than them, right? But I didn't have any
Mhm.
influence over anybody. Now I look at it, this is the best way I can put it. Rick, Rick told me this, right? If anybody who watches this that doesn't know who Rick is, Rick's my mentor. He was coached by Robert Kiyosaki for 5 years. Rick has made tens of millions of dollars, and he said to me, he said, "Danny, I'm 53 years old." He said, "Do you understand? You're 26, I'm 53, and that your friends are my friends are your friends. Do you understand that I've made tens of millions of dollars? I've been doing this for decades, and we have the same friend group." He said, "Where do you think you're going to be when you're my age?" That hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, that's crazy to think about because some people that's going to go over their head. That's really significant when you start to understand that your
Right.
environment is everything. The five people you spend your most time with is you're going to be an average of those five. And so when I look at the level of influence that I carry now versus the level of influence I carried 2 years ago. It's like, it's crazy the fact that I've been asked to speak on stages in front of hundreds of people, and maybe potentially, I can't say this. Never mind. I'm not going to say this. But anyways, I've been asked to speak on stage in front of a lot of people and speak into the lives of people who are 40, 50, 60 years old. That is crazy. And the reason is, it's not because of the product or the company or the opportunity to earn income. It's because of our business school that develops the content of your character, and it develops, it teaches you how to think like the wealthy. And people are attracted to wisdom. My mentor taught me that wisdom is the principal thing, and that